Good morning and welcome to our homecoming edition of a virtual teaching kitchen. My name is Chef Marissa. I'm the executive chef here at Bowling Green State University.
And I'm Paige Wagner. I'm the registered dietitian and teaching kitchen coordinator.
So as we know, this year is such an unusual year, and I don't know how to describe it anymore. So we're going to celebrate the unusual year in homecoming by learning how to make some Bloody Marys and a really nice brunch Bloody Mary bar. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make the base. Today I chose to use V8 juice as the beginning of my base. If you don't like V8 juice, you can use tomato juice. You can use Kalamata. It's really up to you. Then we're going to add some additional ingredients in there. This is Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to do about 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire. And then once we make this Bloody Mary base, we're actually going to go through other really fun ingredients that you can do. We'll teach you a classic ingredients, and then we're going to do some other fun garnishes. This is lemon juice, and I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice.
Should you do fresh or the bottled, or do you recommend one over the other?
You can use either one. I will tell you, fresh is always best. Now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of prepared horseradish. Now here's the thing. This is just the base. So even if you don't like horseradish, you can go ahead and leave that out, but I enjoy that in the Bloody Mary, but please feel free to leave that out. I have celery salt. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of celery salt. I have garlic salt. We are going to do 3 teaspoons of that. And then I have some kosher salt, and I have some ground black pepper. I really like the bigger grind. This is kind of a medium grind. If you, it's up to you if you want to go larger than that. I think it looks great in a Bloody Mary when you see those nice big chunks of black pepper. I have a measuring spoon. I'm actually not measuring it. This is totally based on how I feel about it. So that's always the fun part in the teaching kitchen. You need to remember is that we're going to teach you the basics, but it's really about your opinion and what you like and how you like things. And then I'm going to add a little kosher salt.
Is there a reason you used kosher over iodized?
I prefer kosher salt. I think it's got a better flavoring to it. The
Okay.
iodized salt is that really fine grind, and it's just, you can really over salt in a heck of a hurry with it.
Okay.
Baking is usually the only place I ever use the iodized salt. And hopefully, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I can see it. I can see all the great flavors or all the great spices and salts mixing in there. The next thing that you always do, whether you're making a drink or you're doing food, is you have to taste. So we're going to taste our Bloody Mary base and see if we've got the base right.
It's very good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think you don't want to oversalt it. I think it's like the perfect level.
I'm good with this because, like I said, we're going to teach you now how you can actually personalize, everybody can personalize their own Bloody Mary. So I'm going to get this out of the way. And Paige is going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about some of the garnishes.
Yeah, so we have the stuff for a classic Bloody Mary. So we have our regular celery, and I like to leave it so there's plenty of leaves. I think it makes it look really pretty. And then we have just our regular green olives. For these, I would go a little bigger. Ours are a little small today, but bigger usually makes it look a little better when you put it on the skewer. And then we have some feta stuffed olives. You could do garlic stuffed. Really, the world is your oyster when it comes to olives on your Bloody Mary. We have some asparagus, some pickled green beans, some pepperoncini, and then some lemon and lime wedges. And then we also have different types of hot sauce. So I'm going to let Chef Marissa explain the hot sauces when we get to them. But this is just kind of your basic staples that you can use.
So the hot sauces are really varying degrees and also varying flavors. I think Tabasco has a very distinct flavor. It's very vinegary. This is just it's plain hot. It's just got that extra kick to it because I know a lot of people like really spicy Bloody Marys. And I did forget, if you want to, in your Bloody Mary base, you could go ahead and you could put the hot sauce in there now. But if you want to leave it kind of neutral and let your guests choose what they want, you could do that too. And then we have a little picante sauce. So it's really about the different flavors and about the different varying heats. Yep.
All right.
So then the other garnishes that we have today is kind of like a meat and cheese board. Well, not kind of like, it is a meat and cheese board. So we have some Colby cheese, we have some pepperoni, we have some salami, we have shrimp. Yes, shrimp. I will show you what I'm going to do with that. And we have some cheddar cheese. And then I have 2 different styles of pickles, or 3 different styles. I chose Tony Packo's pickles. I have their hot ones and I have their sweet hot, because in addition to that, I save the juice from it, because you can actually add the juice to your Bloody Mary. So we'll show you how to do that too. Little hot pepper jack cheese. I have regular bacon, and then I did a candied bacon. And the candied bacon is simply just take your bacon, or your raw bacon, put brown sugar and black pepper on it, bake it on a rack for about 400 degrees, and then you have some candied bacon. So that'll give you a great variety of flavor too. And just like I missed it, but if Paige was talking about the pickled asparagus and the pickled green beans, I actually pickled those myself. You can purchase those in the store to save yourself time if you want. But what I did was a cup of vinegar, a cup of water, about a tablespoon of sugar, maybe a little less, some black peppercorns. You bring that to a boil, let it cool, and then you blanch your vegetables, which means you just quickly, the water comes to a boil, you drop your vegetables in, pull them out, cool them off really quick, and then pour the pickling, I can't even think. the pickling juice right over the top of it. Leave it set for at least an hour. Overnight would be better, but at least an hour, and then you pickled your own vegetables. But like I said, everything you see here, you can take and purchase at the store too.
So are there any vegetables that you would recommend not pickling, or would they be able to really kind of do whatever they would like?
You really can kind of do whatever you like. Any vegetable you can use a quick pickle on. So, all right, a couple other things I want to talk about. I think I'm going to have to move this for a second. Put this back here. So when we go to make our Bloody Marys, I have got some great seasonings that you can use on the top, much like a margarita. Margarita, you know, has either salt or sugar on it. Well, today we have some flavors that you could use. This one, I took Old Bay seasoning and mixed it with some ground black pepper. This one is one that I purchased, but it's a bacon salt that is mixed with ground black pepper. And then this is actually a sriracha sauce. I did not mix black pepper in there because I think sriracha is probably hot enough. So another thing you can do is you can salt your rim with some celery salt and black pepper. That's another way. That would kind of be more for your classic Bloody Mary. So the first thing we are going to do today is we are going to make a classic Bloody Mary. And just drop some ice in the glass. So whenever you make a cocktail, ice should always go in first. The next thing that should always go in is your alcohol. So feel free to free pour if you want, but we're going to do about 1.5 ounces of vodka. And you can choose your favorite vodka. It doesn't have to be the one I'm using. We actually have another vodka here today that might be kind of fun to use. It is the True North Chipotle flavored vodka. I think that would give you a really nice.
Yeah, I think that would go perfect when we do the skewers with like meat and cheese.
Exactly. So we're going to do a couple of different ones. So I put my vodka in first, and then I'm going to take my Bloody Mary mix and then pour that in. I think that's what I love most about this drink, is it's not overly complicated. It's really, really and truly all about you.
Is it better to make the base ahead of time, or can you do it, like, is it better to let it sit at all?
Yes.
Okay.
With anything, it would be best if you let the base set for a little bit, because what happens is those flavors, we call it marry, they marry together, and it just brings everything out that much more.
Okay.
We're going to just do this. Put a little lime on there. But that's really a classic Bloody Mary. Very simple, not a whole lot to it. Let's try another one.
Yeah.
We'll go with a bacon salt rim. Actually, I'm going to teach you a trick. Yeah. So before you rim any drink, you're going to need to take a citrus. So I prefer lime in my Bloody Marys. So I'm going to take the lime, and I'm going to rim my glass. And then I'm going to put it in whatever I'm using. So Beautiful. It looks like that. Now we can put the ice in. So same thing, same principle. If you were doing a margarita, it's the same thing. You got to rim the glass first with some sort, with either lemon or lime, and then drop it in. All right, then we're gonna go with the vodka. I'm gonna put my base in. This is completely what I would like. I'm gonna add a couple of shakes of hot sauce, if I can open the bottle. I promise I have not had Bloody Marys before I started. And this is extra Worcestershire. I really like a heavy Worcestershire in mine. I'm actually gonna add a little extra black pepper because I'm telling you, I love a little extra pepper. I'm gonna stir. I'm gonna squeeze some lime in there. Then I'm just gonna put the one back on that I used to rim it. And I'm gonna go with some celery, maybe. And then I'm gonna go straight bacon on this one. I'm just gonna drop it right in there. And then the way you can do your skewers is, let's say, I'm gonna go with a pepperoncini, and then I'm gonna do a salami. I think I'm gonna do salami. Some Colby cheese, some hot pepper cheese. I'll end with my pepperoni. I'm gonna lay it across there.
Beautiful.
And there's a cocktail that I would enjoy. So what do you think, Paige? You wanna give one a try?
Yeah.
How about
what one I want?
we're gonna let Paige do what she wants.
All right.
Which flavoring would you like?
We will go with the sriracha. I'm feeling spicy.
Ooh,
So we're gonna
that makes a lot of sense if you know Paige.
we're gonna make it spicy.
And then if it gets too much, you can just tap the side and it'll knock it off a little bit. That's beautiful. So as you can see, these are just kind of some fun little fundamentals. I think with a Bloody Mary bar, it's endless. There are endless things that you can do with this. You could do, I know it's gonna sound strange, you could do pickled beets, you could do hard-boiled eggs, you could do other types of meats with this. I actually just went somewhere where my garnish was a chicken and waffle and a pretzel bite and some kielbasa. And I was like,
That sounds amazing.
it really was. I was really surprised by it. I thought it might have been a little too kitschy, because sometimes it feels like that when you get some of the garnishes. That's the other thing. The garnishes are the fun part, but don't let them overtake your base part. Make sure your base has got a really good flavor. Without that really good flavor, then you just have tomato juice with some funky looking garnishes.
I'm thinking I'm gonna do some asparagus. So with the asparagus, chef, would you put that right in?
I would, but it's up to you. You can always use a skewer. The other thing too is, don't forget your guests are coming over. You don't have to have alcohol in your Bloody Mary. You can just have it as is. So that's what's so great about this drink too, is it's really versatile. It can be for those who would like it with something in it and those who don't. And also too, if you put tequila in it, it's a Bloody Maria then. So a little something different.
I'm thinking I'm gonna do a feta olive. Anyone who knows me knows that I love cheese. And
Just a little bit.
the more cheese we can add to this, the better. But for me, I'm more of a savory person, so I'm all about like the meat and cheese board. But I also like the vegetables. If I was doing this at home, I'd probably pickle some mini sweet peppers and put those on. Those are really one of my favorites.
That's a really good idea.
And you can get them in this, if you go to like Meijer, they have bags of mini sweet peppers, and then they're usually multicolored too. And that would add a pop of color to your dish as well. Right, I'm gonna do this pickle, and I think I'm good. The bacon doesn't want to stand up.
That's what the skewer's for.
Ooh, maybe.
There you go. Perfect.
There we go. All right.
So then next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you why I had the shrimp, because I think this would be a really fun one. Let's Let's go. I'm going to take the Old Bay seasoning. Hopefully everybody can still see. I'm going to take the Old Bay, and this one I'm going to do lemon because I prefer, sorry, Paige.
Oh, you're
I
okay.
prefer lemon with seafood. I think that brings out the flavor a little bit better. So I'm going to rim my glass, get rid of the seed. So I would say when I made the mix, I probably did, let's say if I did a tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, I probably did a half a tablespoon of pepper. Like I said, with anything, it's your personal preference. You can do more if you'd like. I'm going to add my ice. Get this out of the way. And once again, we're going to add the vodka.
Is there a certain type of vodka you would use other than just like Tito's?
Nope, it's your own once again, it's your own personal preference. Like I said before, you could try some of the flavored ones, like the Chipotle one.
Yep.
There is Absolute Papar, which is probably really, really good in a Bloody Mary too. Then we're going to put the mix in there. In this one, I'm going to take the skewer. I'm going to do some skewered shrimp, maybe.
Is it better, does it matter, I guess, like jumbo shrimp or little shrimp?
It depends on your look. You can use either one, to just making sure that it goes through on your skewer.
Okay.
If you prefer jumbo, get jumbo shrimp. That is up to you. I think a pepperoncini would be nice with this. Oops. And then a couple more shrimp. I'm going to do a lemon. I'm actually going to do double lemon on this one. I'm actually going to put a little hot sauce in this because I think hot sauce and seafood, they complement each other really well. So I want to go a little extra with that. Whoops, throwing things. And then we're just going to drop that across like that. So there you kind of have a nod to the East Coast if you're from the East Coast, and to the Bay Area, and they have a little shrimp with your Bloody Mary. I think the last one we'll talk about, how about the pickle juice one?
Yes, yes.
So
if anyone is a huge pickle fan like myself, this is probably going to be my favorite way to make it at home. So we're going to add some of the pickle juice to the base, right?
Yep. I am actually not gonna rim the glass on this one. I don't want that flavor with this one. I'm gonna put that drink over there. I'm just gonna add the straight base. I'm not gonna add vodka to this one either. We're gonna go straight base. So I have the sweet hot, or I have the hot pickle juice. I have found that the sweet hot is really good. I would say I probably did about 2 tablespoons there that I just put in, and straight garnish of the pickles, some cheeses, some pepperoni, another pickle, another cheese. Let's end with a salami. We're going to put that there. We're going to take a little of the celery, put that there. And there you have a Bloody Mary with a little pickle juice and some cheese and meats.
Yeah, so like Chef said, if you have friends who maybe don't tend to drink alcohol, or you want to make sure that everyone can feel included, like she said, this is a really good drink where you really don't have to do much to make it any different. You just don't put the vodka in. So it's something where everyone can enjoy it.
Okay.
So, question for one. You actually talked a little bit about it, but when it comes to, would you make 2 pitchers yourself, one with vodka, one without, or do you think it works better to have the vodka in the glass or not?
I think it works better to put the ice in, then put the vodka in, and then put your mix, whatever mix you're using. So I think it works better that way. Can you go ahead and put the vodka in the pitcher? Absolutely, that's not a problem. If you feel like you're gonna use the whole pitcher that day, go ahead and do that. But I just really like doing it that way. And that way too, if somebody doesn't like a full shot of vodka, they can kind of adjust it that way too. So that still leaves them the customization.
We got a second question. Can you go over how you did the pickled veggies again?
Absolutely, because I talk a little fast sometimes, I know that. So thank you for asking. All right, with the pickled veggies, the first thing you want to do is you want to take a cup of vinegar. It can be cider, it can be white vinegar, or it can be rice wine vinegar. A cup of that, a cup of water. I'd say about a tablespoon of, a tablespoon of black peppercorns. Put that all in a pot, bring it to a boil. Let it boil for about a minute, let's say 2 minutes. And then you're going to shut that back off and let that cool down. In the meantime, you're going to take whatever vegetable you want. Let's say we're doing the asparagus. And you're going to bring a pot of just plain water to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, drop that asparagus in there, I'd say for about 30, 40 seconds, because asparagus goes really quick. Drop it in, pull it right back out, and drop it into an ice bath, which is just a bowl of water with ice in it. So what you did is you blanched the vegetables, and then when you drop them in the water, you're shocking them and you're getting them to stop cooking. Then once that's done, drain the water off of it. By that time, your pickle juice will be cool, and then just pour it over the top. So if I still went too fast, I think John can probably, I can write that recipe down and we can get that sent out to you too. So, any other questions? So I think I've gone through everything that.
Yeah, we have a guest who is joining us, who's an alumni, and we would love for her to come up and make her own version of a Bloody Mary. So we're gonna let Miss Sarah Zachrich come on.
Yay! And in the meantime, we also want to let you know that we were very excited about this brunch class. Yes. So come on up, Sarah. Yeah. We were very excited about this brunch class, and so we're going to continue this. So now we've taught you how to make a Bloody Mary bar. The next class for that we're going to send out is we're actually going to do some foods that would be great accompaniments for this. I know we're going to do a chicken and waffle sandwich, and I'm going to do some mini quiches.
And then I'll do some takes on some healthier versions of some brunch foods that we can include in all of those.
So whether we're together or not, we can still celebrate brunch together. We can still celebrate homecoming, because this is a really tough year when we all don't get to come home again. So we can at least do it this way. Yeah. So Sarah, come on in. You're going to go ahead and let us know what you're doing.
I am all about a spicy one. So I feel like mine might align with a couple in here, but I'm going to start with a lime. I typically have always gone lemon, and there's so many things on here that I never would have thought of, right? And so when you even pulled out a lime, I was like, all right.
I think I'm going to step a little closer to you, Sarah, so that everybody can hear you.
Oh,
so
no problem.
Which rim do you want?
I think I want to do this
sriracha,
right?
Yep, we'll bring it up here.
Yes, let's do that.
So Sarah and I are going to stand close for a minute so you can hear it till we get her a mic, because we forgot about that.
All right.
And then I'll get your ice for you.
Thank you.
And I'm assuming you want. All right.
Perfect. Okay.
We're ready now. Now you can hear.
Wonderful. Okay. I'm actually just going to save that.
I'm going to teach you a trick.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm going to teach everybody a trick in case you don't know. So whenever you go to pour a drink, I know these things feel like they're super, super safe and that nothing's going to happen. Doesn't matter whenever you're pouring anything, whether it be a drink, whether it be you're pouring something that has a lid on it, always make sure you hold it. And so that way it doesn't go flying and
Good
then
thought.
you lose some product. No problem.
That would, right. Because that would be devastating.
That would be.
Okay, so then the base.
Yep. And it's kind of nice for me to know if I actually did explain everything well, because now I got somebody.
Yes, I'm
me.
testing it. That's exactly right. Okay, and then I want a little bit more heat. So you said this is like straight heat, right?
Yep, I believe that one would be your hottest.
Hottest.
one.
Okay, I don't think I want that. I think I'll just honestly go with a Frank's Red Hot.
familiar with this.
Frank's is always my favorite, but I'm a baby when it comes to hot sauces, so you might not wanna listen to me.
I'm a little bit of that too. So, ooh, and I want to do an extra dash of pepper.
You got it.
I'm with you on that.
I love seeing the nice big chunks
Yes,
of
the
pepper floating in my drink.
granules.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, and give this a little stir.
So as Sarah's finishing making her drink, I hope that today that you've got some fun ideas that you can do with your friends and your family for a little fun Sunday brunch. I guess nobody else has any questions. This is really difficult, I will tell you, when I can't see what you guys are thinking or what you guys are doing. So hopefully you've learned some things today. Jerry, your Bloody Mary is looking really good.
Thank you. Oh, this is hard to get on
Yeah,
here.
that's a hard one.
Y'all made it look easy. Oh my goodness.
That's our job.
Yeah, right? All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add some beautiful celery. And I'm gonna get crazy and add some extra veggies because, you know,
yes.
strong start to the Saturday is always some good veggies, so.
We're gonna take this. We're gonna put this one here. Paige, you wanna come in with us?
I love it.
There's our homecoming Bloody Mary made by our Falcon. I'd like to thank you for joining us.
Thank you, this was fun, absolutely.
And Paige and I would like to say thank you out there in our virtual BG world for joining us today. Happy homecoming, and hope we'll eventually see each other soon.
Yes, thank you all. We look forward to having you for the rest of our brunch series.